All is set for the MPP's National Delegates Congress in less than 24 hours. Beyond the latest security concerns is the issue of the party's all-account tax and how the party can shed it off. Beleaguered stalwart Dr. Charles Rekubrobe thinks the MPP has made too much noise ahead of tomorrow's Congress. He argues the Delegates Congress has been personalized rather than made a party collective agenda to forge ahead. Meanwhile, another big shot, Professor Michael Quay, has been accusing former President Rawlings as responsible for the MPP's Akan tax, as well as the perceived enmity between Northerners and Ewers on one hand and Akans on the other. On the contrary, General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Esiedun-Ketia, thinks the party appears to be more organized and wishes them well in tomorrow's Congress.
Should it occur to anybody, whether NDC member or non-NDC member, any political fanatic, to think that a disrupted MPP Congress serves the interests of NDC or the nation in any form, they should change their minds, because the party will not stand by anybody who acts in breach of the law and the peace of Tamale during this Congress. From where I sit and speaking to you, I just heard about this thing this morning, and the information I'm gathering is that even the security services cannot confirm any suspicion yet. And so it will not be good to be discussing these things in the media. Otherwise, we risk creating the wrong impression. And so let's leave it as it is and allow the security services to undertake their duties with the firm belief that NDC will not shield anybody who is found to have engaged in anything. That is why it is significant that this our statement was issued even before yesterday. So I think that let's leave it at that.
My name is Stephen Anti, and this is today's big story. Now, as the new Patriotic Party bigwigs led by Chairman Jacob Echebilamte and the 2012 presidential candidate Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his vice Dr. Bawumia stormed the Tolong Nas Palace in the Northern region to celebrate the life of one of the leading founders of the Northern People's Party, Alhaji Yakubu Tali, 60 years after the MPP's formation. We're asking today on today's big story, will the MPP come out of the Congress shedding off the all-account tag? Is it even real? Is this tag real, or is it in the minds of the party's detractors? We're joined on the telephone line now by two people, Samuel Nkumba, who is convener of the Forum for Governance and Justice, and then the second national vice chair of the CPP, Rhoda Ayana, who will all be helping me discuss this. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Now, let me start, gentlemen and lady, I beg your pardon. Let me start with you, Samuel Nkumba. Now, I'm curious about the purpose for which the MPP is holding the Delegates Congress in the northern part of the country. Would you say it's possibly to demystify people's perception that it is an all-Akan party?
Certainly, if you ask me that, I would indicate that indeed it's a move by the party to try and pour some water down the perception that exists that indeed MPP is an account-based party, and that they have not sufficiently given recognition to other areas such as northern Ghana and the Volta region generally. And so to want to have the Congress there and the other activities, including the visit to Tolong Nas Palace, moves just towards eroding the perception that did exist, and in fact, to some extent, people have a strong conviction that the element may be true that indeed MPP, by virtue of what has happened in the past in the party in terms of its leadership at the flag bearership level, certainly has dominance with the Akan people of Akan extraction.
Right. Now, when we look at the history of the Northern People's Party and the fact that someone like Alhaji Yakubu Tale, 60 years ago, was a leading member, a leading founding member of the MPP today. Now, when you look at the fact that he has not been well celebrated and the fact that Nana Akufo-Addo, Jacob Echebilamte are now in Tolong, visiting the Tolong Nas Palace to celebrate this, is this all part of the machination in order for people to see, yes, we have come to stay in the north? Is that what it looks like?
Well, from the last election, you realize that MPP did gain some strides in the northern region, particularly, not northern Ghana as a whole, inclusive of Upper East, Upper West, but the northern region, certainly they made some gains in terms of the numbers of persons they got in parliament from there. From 3 to 10 members of parliament was a big achievement, and I have a strong feeling that they, on the basis of that, they have the perception that they can match the NDC, particularly in the northern region, boot for boot, for which reason they would want to activate the kind of action plan that they are doing so as to appeal more to the people in northern region. Now, beyond that, I have the feeling that the NPP should have taken advantage of this long-standing relationship between the Northern People's Party and the National Liberation Movement when they merged in 1957, so as to erase this perception entirely. But unfortunately, in our recent political history, it is clear based on the leadership strategies that quite a lot is happening to do away with people of the northern extraction, assuming particularly the flag bearership role of the party. And if you reflect on the competition that was against the late Aliu Mahama, and of course, I'm of the opinion that this electioneering campaign, the one that we are heading into towards 2016, would have been an ideal time for a candidate like Baumia to be projected. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's getting any space in there. Right. And those are the difficulties people are battling with. Right.
Samuel, I'll have you hold. I mean, you've raised very important issues which I would like to explore further. But let me give the opportunity to Rhoda Ayana, who is also from the CPP, so that I'll bring her into the discussion. So, Madam, if we look at what is happening now in the MPP, I know that you as a CPP person, when I put the question to you, what kind of MPP do you like to see, what will you say?
I would like to see an all-inclusive MPP. I'd like to see stronger representation from all ethnic groups. I'd like to see an MPP that would make everyone that's a member feel part of that party. But sometimes you get that feeling. Like Samuel said, you look at the way Aliu Mahama was treated when he wanted to take the presidential slot. And you look at Baumia, the way he's getting treated, and you realize that almost every Northerner has always been given a second position. Vice presidential candidate is like automatic, which to me does not augur well for a party that says that it had its roots from the Northern People's Party.
So what I hear from you suggests that you don't see a broader representation of all ethnic groups in the MPP. Is this bad?
It is bad. It is bad in the sense that constitutionally, every party is supposed to have at least some representation. And somehow, we can't really blame the NPP being an Akan party, because almost all their strongholds are in Ashanti region. And they started off as the National Liberation Movement with almost all their seats. being taken over by them. So that if you look at it politically, you realize that they have their strongholds, and those strongholds are in the Ashanti region. And then you come to the Northern People's Party that they claim they have their roots in. The Northern People's Party originally was started off as a pressure group. It was not started off as a political party. It was the main objective of the Northern People's Party was to actually ask the colonial masters to speed up development and to bring development to the North. And also because of the way we were so backward in education, in a lot of areas, it was something that was set up, you know, to fight for the North. It was just along the way, as history has it, or history has informed us. It was somewhere along the line that they had the alliance with the Northern People's Party. And out of that alliance, some people joined, some members of the NPP later joined the CPP. The vice presidential candidate for the Nana Akufo-Addo's running mate, his father joined the CPP. We had other people from the Northern People's Party who also joined the CPP. But you see, the turning point came when the three leading members within the CPP of Ashanti origin broke away. That is Joe Appiah, Araram Ponsa, and Victor Owusu broke away to join the NLM. You understand?
Yes.
From that time onward, then people started having this idea of, oh, they went back home.
So let me ask you. Yeah, let me ask you a critical question. Will the CPP ever consider an alliance with the MPP if it happens that this is necessary to perhaps remove the sitting government?
Why not? We've done it before. The Great Alliance, we had Koken Singaka come in as a running mate to J. Akufo, if you remember. So we've done it before. Anything that would be to the betterment of this country, I am very sure the CPP would consider.
Right.
It's just based on ideology that we differ. You understand?
Yes.
But then at the end of the day, every party in this country just wants the betterment of the people of this country.
Well, I'm very grateful, Rhoda Ayana, for your time. Very, very grateful for making time to speak to us on today's big story. So let me go to Samuel Nkumba. You're still on the line. We were raising a very important issue earlier about projecting people of Northern extraction perhaps to lead the party. That possibly would have been the loudest statement from the MPP if it meant to show to the rest of the world and the country at large that it has people of Northern descent at heart.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yes, that is exactly the point I was making. You realize that even the runoff to this delegates congress they're having today, or is it tomorrow, the accusation against the party of having elected committee members that were to vet the candidates, and that the majority, almost 80-90% of that were of Akan origin. And of course, if you consider the saga relating to a focus contest, then of course other people who are following MPP critically and are particular about this sentiment of tagging it an Akan party would begin to wonder whether or not indeed it is a reality. And so, and then of course, unfortunately, some of their own kind also make pronouncements that have kind of infuriated some other people that at least if you're a floating voter that probably would have subscribed to what currently pertains. Some pronouncements, the name calling and so on and so forth that have happened not too long distance past, then of course it becomes something for people to worry. The Osla who unfortunately comment of saying Northerners may be fit for just cattle rearing, and of course Victor Owusu referring to airways as inward looking. All of these are things that people are making references to and are worried about whether or not indeed it is not just some form of acting to draw on the ignorance of some of the people
But Samuel, there are those who also argue that possibly these tax are tax that have been put in place calculatively by the detractors of the MPP, like Professor Michael Quay is blaming former President Rawlings for heightening such tax of North against South and West against Akan kind of tax. Wouldn't you say this is just the party's detractors running it down with these negative things?
Well, in the case of that comment, I really haven't put a finger on what exactly Rawlings has done to suggest that. The indication, as I heard him say, reflected the Dagbon crisis. Generally, we would agree that historically there is some antecedents that have created suspicion between the Ewes and the Akans and the Tubes generally, because of the engagement with the colonial administration or the colonial masters and the issues of slavery, etc. From that historical perspective, there has been some form of suspicion, or and if you speak a northern language, the reference to Akan is literally quote unquote white black, which is certainly a reflection of that kind of mentality which has existed from the past. And that is why I said earlier that they should have taken advantage of the merger of the Northern People's Party and LLM to erase that bad blood or that suspicion which has existed from that historical perspective. Unfortunately, that has not happened. And then in recent times, people are making similar comments. But of course, it is the way it is. And I strongly believe that if they need to get over that, then of course they need to broaden the scope in terms of admitting more people from these other ethnic groups that are said to be against the Akan.
Right, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Samuel Nkumba, convener for the Forum for Governance and Justice. We're grateful that you could make time for us on today's big story. My name is Stephen Enti. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Also on today's big story, a group calling itself Paga Youth Movement, Payom, is dissatisfied at the manner in which Abuga Pele has been singled out for prosecution in the Jida trial. The group says in a statement issued today, and I quote, "We are discreetly dissatisfied with our brother being used as a scapegoat in this process of fighting corruption." The group is questioning, that's on quote, the group is questioning those other individuals mentioned in the Jida report as causing financial loss to the state, why nothing really has been done against them. They want to know if the acts of those individuals did not amount to committing any crime and what was the procedure that exonerated them from the trial. Let's now get onto the phone line quickly and speak to Richard Alogitega. I wonder if I got your name correct, who is the president of the Payom. Good evening and thanks for joining us on today's big story.
Good evening, sir.
I hope I got your name right, Richard Alogitega. Alogitega. Now, question is, it's unheard of, really, that disciplinary action is taken against someone involved in, you know, a perceived corruption like Jida. And here you are, forming a pressure group to protest against actions against him?
Thank you very much, and then good evening to your listeners. We, like any other person in Ghana, will be committed to the cause of fighting corruption. However, we will be disturbed if the steps that are taken are not fairly used in the cause of maybe getting people to account for whatever they do. Now, we want to say first and foremost that our brother, Honorable Abuga Pele, was the coordinator for National Youth Employment Program, now JIDA. And in fact, certain things happened under his administration, and we're also disturbed when we heard about the whole story. Now, several names came up as the rust in this Jida issue. At the end of the day, many people were implicated, and then they were interdicted. We expected that the road to fighting corruption should be a selective one. Abuga Pele finally has been selected to be tried as a means of fighting corruption in Ghana. we will expect that all those who were interdicted to be brought on board as a means of what? Scaring people from indulging in corruption again in this country. But you clear your mind as what is being happening now. At the moment, Oli Abugapele is being prosecuted, and that's why we are worried, and we doubt maybe the modalities that have taken to fight corruption in Ghana.
Oh, well, but you are not against the fact that legal processes were put in place to get to the bottom of this JIDA issue, right?
We are not disturbed at all.
Right.
We are not.
Right.
Yes.
I'll hold you quickly and I'll get on to the other phone line and speak to Mary Ada, who is a Senior Programs Research Officer at the Ghana Integrity Initiative. Mary, we're grateful that you could make time to join us on today's big story. Here we are. Pressure Group is saying that they're not happy about what they call setting Abugapele as a scapegoat in the fight against corruption and all this JIDA scandal. What's your reaction to this?
Okay, good evening, and good evening to your listeners. The Ghana Integrity Initiative has always made its stand clear on the JIDA scandal or the rot uncovered in JIDA. One of the things we have talked about is that leadership had issues, and this is what the report unveiled. And so if leadership was found to have engaged in things that were not right, I believe this group is not saying that Abugapele should not be taken through the processes to either clear his name or otherwise. What they are talking about is that they feel he is being used as a scapegoat. But then there have been other cases where people have also been sanctioned. We had the cancelling of certain models under the scheme, and that was people losing their businesses. And we heard that these people, action was still being taken, investigations are still ongoing, the recommendations are still being put forward. And so let us be a little patient. Let us all be a little patient and wait. We haven't forgotten about JIDA. That's why we continue to talk about it. And so if we begin to tribalize this and believe that because our brother is involved, and for that matter, no other person has been talked, it wasn't only Abugapele.
So really what you're really saying is that the pressure group of this kind are only trivializing the issue and making it look as if it is not too important, right?
Exactly the case. Exactly the case. It is high time Ghanaians allow systems and structures to work. And then we don't get up and believe that because these people are ours, we should stand behind them at all costs. There has been a case made against Abugapele. Abugapele's role in this is to ensure that he defends himself. Either he was guilty as said in the contractual agreement, signing the MOU and the other 17 charges which were leveled against him. What he needs to do now is to clear his name. Is it the case? Is it the case that he entered into an agreement where financial engineering was supposed to happen? If that is the case, what was the basis? Abugapele is either to clear his name or otherwise.
Right, Mariada.
So we should stop
trivializing the
issues and concentrate on getting the systems in place, getting people to answer for wrongs they have done, and if they are not wrong, getting them clear their names. We shouldn't play the tribal card. It is affecting Ghana.
Thank you very much.
It is high time we stop the tribal card and move this country and our processes forward.
Thank you very much, Mariada, Senior Programs Research Officer at the Ghana Integrity Initiative. I still have Richard on the line. Richard, I'll give you just about 30 seconds to react to some of the things that Mary is saying. Mary says that you should just step aside and allow the processes to work. And that, I mean, coming up with such pressure is more like just trivializing the issue and playing the tribal card. Your quick reaction.
Thank you very much, and I thank her for her submission. But what I want to say, first of all, we are not playing a tribal card here. And if you listen to me very well, some preliminary investigations were initiated actually by an Honorable Abu Pelek himself. And those 10 persons, as I said, were implicated. So we expected that once a measure was being taken against the wrong, then it should have been equal or distributed equally to make sure that everyone is called on to account. And I also must say that we don't doubt the processes that are being taken. But what we think is that at the moment, the man is being tried, and we will not probably be privy to whatever decision that are taken in secrecy. We can call them in secrecy because the investigations were made public.
Right.
How come that when it comes to the taking action, then those people will take care of them? What is happening? That is our issue.
Right.
But we are not preventing anyone from taking justice.
Right, Richard, we are very grateful. Richard Alogitega is the president of a pressure group calling itself the Paga Youth Movement, which is dissatisfied with the manner in which Abuga Pele has been singled out for prosecution. That's what they say. My name is Stephen Enti, and here is where we wrap with today's big story. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with an interactive segment. Beautiful Marian Turi will be here. Stay with us. It's time for interactive, and I've got my phone ready, and you should get your tabs also ready to send stuff. That's what you do, eh? You have a tagline, you say where tech meets news.
To set the agenda.
So what's up? It's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
What do you have?
Well, you know the National Delegates Congress for the MPP.
I'm working tomorrow.
It's
no weekend for us.
Yeah, you're bringing cutting-edge news.
Death.
The suspense and
right, that's right.
So our viewers will be glued in to listen and to watch online, streaming live, and also live on the station. Come on, you're privileged to be in the driving seat tomorrow.
Yeah, man. We're rocking it down.
We are locking everything down tomorrow, so you really don't want to miss it.
Let's hear what's trending.
That is exactly what is trending today, and so I'll take it off from here. Welcome to JN Interactive, and my name is Marian Turi. So whether you love them or you hate them, the MPP is the talk of the town at this particular moment. And we don't want to miss what is trending, so we're also talking about it. Because tomorrow, April 12th, the party would be voting to elect their national executives. And I want you to tell me what your expectations are. Who do you think is staying? And who is actually going out? And I want you to share all of these with me on our social media platforms. You'll find us on Facebook, facebook.com/joynews-on-TV. We're there. We've put posts there, comment on all the posts we put there, and we will share it with the rest of the world. We are on Twitter. You can tweet at us, Joy News on TV. It's our Twitter handle. And we have a dedicated Twitter page also for JN Interactive, and it's JN Interactive GH. If you're sending us an email, it will be joynewsim@multitvworld.com, and our new WhatsApp number. And I can hear everybody saying yay, because you have a dedicated WhatsApp number just to get through to this show. And I repeat, it is just for JN Interactive. The number is 05401090090, 05401090009. And this is where tech meets news to set the agenda. So the 10 positions up for grabs at the national level include the national chairman, first, second, and third national vice chairpersons, general secretary, national organizer, national women's organizer, national treasurer, national youth organizer, and NASARA coordinator, who chairs the MPP for 2016. In all, the premiers are leading the National Delegates Conference of the New Patriotic Party. One can predict that the positions of the national chairperson of the party would be fiercely contested, and you know, they would all be showing on your screens right now. They are the incumbent national chairman, who is in the person of Jake Okanta Obechebi Lamte, first national vice chairperson Fred Owari, a former first national vice chairman of the party, Stephen Intim, and Paula Foko, all high-profile members of the party, of course. Who becomes the next general secretary of the party? Perhaps it could be one of these: lawyer Yawabeng Asamoah Kojo Ewusu Efriye Kwabena Ejapon, and lawyer Nkrabia Efa Date. And the list goes on and on and on. And the battle line is drawn, and tomorrow we'll decide the next set of national executives and leading the MPP into election 2016. Some members of the party and some aspirants share the expectations ahead of tomorrow. We'll take that in our first video blog.
I don't expect a change in leadership. I expect an overhaul of the party. It has to be completely overhauled. This is not like going to change your engine oil. It's like overhauling your engine, top to down. We have to completely overhaul our engine, you or not. If I am a delegate here today, my understanding is that I'm giving this party to a certain leadership to take us into an election.
Delegates know what they want. That I can assure you as MPP. They would always do the right thing for the party and for the country. Because the party is the party that will form government in 2016. And I can assure you that the MPP delegates will not make a single mistake at all. They will pick people who are grassroots people. They will pick people who the party and the country expects them to pick, and they will go ahead and ensure that at the end of the day, the party is a united party. I can assure you on that one.
Everybody is expecting to win. People are working hard and they've worked hard, and everybody is hopeful, including me. I'm very hopeful. And if you say surprise that I will win, then I'm expecting a surprise. If you say surprise that other people might also win, everybody's expecting some kind of surprise.
Yes, and that is what we've been hearing them saying. And we all know that most of the party leaders actually gathered in Tamale yesterday. But unfortunately, 9 persons have sustained gunshot wounds. That happened last night at Abuabo, a suburb of Tamale, during activities to herald the party's national delegates into town. And the 9 are said to have been shot by unidentified men in a moving taxi, and another on a motorbike. And the public relations officer of the Northern Regional Police Service, ASP Ebenezer Tete, earlier this morning spoke to Joy News about the incidents. Let's take a listen to it in our next video blog.
What happened yesterday was that at about 11 p.m. some MPP sympathizers were having a program, a jam at the Tamale West Hospital area. And as the jam was going on, some people in a taxi, we are told, suddenly, arrived at the place and opened fire on the crowd. So as we speak, 9 people are injured, and they are presently at the Tamale Teaching Hospital receiving treatment. So far, the information coming in is very, very scanty. But what I can tell you is that the incident happened in the wee hours of the night, so it's making identification of the people very difficult. And also because they came in an unidentified taxi, the information flowing to us is now very scanty. But we hope to make a very, very big headway.
What exactly are you doing right now to ensure those people are apprehended? Or have you deployed any men?
Yes, we have deployed men to the area where the incident happened. Actually, we have a security plan for today up to the end of the conference, and this is not going to distract us at all. We will ensure that the people who are behind this dastardly act are quickly arrested to engender some kind of confidence in the people, and we'll also ensure that it does not distract our men, it does not lead to loss of morale in our men. We are telling them to go all out and provide security for the conference to come on successfully.
Rather unfortunate turn of events there, but the National Youth Organizer aspirant Sami Ewuku, has also been talking to us, and he actually described the incident as very unfortunate. We'll take that in our next video blog.
So we woke up this morning. We've been going around trying to check up on them, and that's what I've been doing now. It's so barbaric, so barbaric.
But do you have confidence in the police with what has really happened? Do you still believe that the police can really take care of this conference?
Well, first of all, take it easy. I think for the police already, they are doing their best in terms of providing security for even our delegate who have been escorted to Tamale. I'm not too sure if they also expected some of these developments. Nonetheless, I think we need to get to the bottom of this matter. It's absolutely barbaric. Barbaric.
So what advice would you have for the NPP supporters who are there before the
I think this is deliberate provocation. I think this is deliberate provocation, and for me, if we, just to provoke our party supporters, I call on them to just remain calm as we get to the bottom of it. Thank you.
Thing about the MPP.
So, but has such a thing happened before? Whenever you gather around trying to have fun?
This is my first time of hearing it in Tamale, and it happened to me for the first time. I have never heard of that.
Would you advise that the funfair be curtailed or even continue to go on as...
No, it should continue to go on. Even if they kill us all, you are on this earth to enjoy your own self. Nobody can curtail your enjoyment. Even if they discharge me today, I'm going to join the fanfare. No, nobody can stop us from having our fanfare. It is a right to do what we like.
Indeed, it is our right as Ghanaians to vote, and to vote in peace and have fanfare in peace as well. So I'm wishing all our brothers and sisters, our interactive community in Tamale, please be safe, be cautious, enjoy, but please try as much as possible to do it with other people also in mind. And I'd like to take some comments that I've been dropping in now on social media, and then after that we'll take your blog, because Sarah has been out there and she has been talking to all of you. So comments that I've been dropping in on Facebook, the precursor is set that the MPP will have their congress tomorrow in Tamale, and we are asking what your expectations are ahead of tomorrow. Abuaje Frank says the citizenry of Ghana embrace the Fourth Republic with zeal and confidence because of the beauty of modern day democracy. This is non-negotiable, and so we wish the MPP well in this democratic adventure. Personally, I think it's over for Jake and Sir John. God bless our homeland Ghana, and you couldn't have said it any better. It is our right as a people, and so let's enjoy this right with hope and also with peace. Royal says Sir John and Obeche be out for Afoko and Kwabena Ejapon. That is what you are expecting to happen tomorrow. Jeffrey Jefferson just says peace, and yes, we all need peace. Bonti Benjamin is actually in Tamale right now. My bet is on Sami Ewuku, John Bwedu, Michael Omari, Wadie, Fredowari, and Kwabena Abankwa Yaboa. Okay, that is what you're hoping would happen tomorrow. There'll be a change of guards in the MPP. Okay, we'll wait and see what happens. Citizen Nana Kwame Mensah, all the best for them and peace. Emmanuel says we don't care. Okay, I'm sure you're not a member of the NPP, so you really couldn't care, but that is your right as well not to care. Emmanuel Asiedu expecting a complete overhaul. My list: Paula Foko, Kwabena Ejapon, Sami Ewuku, Otiko Jaba, John Bwedu. That is not a total overhaul. If Otiko is still there, she's been there before, so that definitely won't be total. It will be partial. Prosper says, well, I'm not a member, but they should vote those who can take the party to the people by making it attractive, even though I know 2016 they will be beaten by JDM. I can see your NDC colors showing through. Felix says, as the constituencies and the regional executive experienced massive change, the same thing is expected from the national executives. Okay, Patrick Mensah, votes will tell. Hassan Mooney I'm expecting peaceful and fruitful outcome from the election. That is what we're all praying for. Abuga Adele says, Abuga Abel, I'm sorry, I am hoping the good people of Tamale cooperate with the celebrations. Yes, Nuruddin, MPP should elect serious executives, unlike Sir John. You think Sir John is not serious? And Jake, who, nah. Meanwhile, they should think of power in 2020. So I believe you're also not an MPP member. Eric says peace, and we need in the country. We need them in power to improve value of the city for us. I hope that they should elect competent people. You mean competent people for us, but not corrupt people? Okay. Durdem Simon wished them well. Akurugo Steven says the Afoko Congress, whether staying or coming in, they cannot still wrestle for power come 2016. It's just an academic and party constitutional exercise. I wish them a peaceful election. One more before we take our video blog. Abdul says everything will start and end peacefully, and I like that. You are a good preacher man, and so I really like that. So Sarah has been out there, you know, and she's been taking some of your views, and she's been asking what your expectations are ahead of tomorrow's MPP Delegates Congress. Let's take our last video blog for today. We'll come back and take some more Facebook comments.
Thank you, Marianne. Hate them or love them, the NPP is the talk of the town at the moment. Tomorrow, April 12th, the party will be voting to elect their new national executives. What are your expectations? Who do you think will go, and who do you think will stay?
We expect the NPP to elect leaders that will bring unity among the party. You know, as at now, the party seem to be divided. You know, they've been saying, like, you know, it has been tagged on them as a party for their accounts. So we want leaders that will bring unity among the party to erase the mindset of other people, like people from other tribes. You know, NPP is known to be a party for their accounts. But we all know the former chairman, or the currently who is still the chairman, Jake, is a Ga, and they have other leaders from other tribes too. So we want them to elect leaders from all other tribes, you know, from all walks of life, to bring unity among themselves. You know.
All that we just want to hear from them is a successful election, because since we are in a political era, we still need them as an opposition party to also organize very well, if not coming into power at all, also putting the government on its toes. So that's all that we are expecting from them. Wish them all the best. May the best candidates win for us.
A peaceful country like Ghana, I would rather urge them to let them remain calm. They should encourage each other to remain calm. Over the previous 2 days, yesterday and today, we've heard about series and sequences of gunshots and some people getting injured. I think as a national party going for their Congress and elections, we don't encourage that. We don't wish to hear more of that. We rather want to encourage them to at least let the place remain calm so that the votes, whoever emerges victorious, can rather come up and match up the national election in 2016.
So everybody wants peace, and that is what we all want as Ghanaians. So we'll take some more of your comments I've been dropping in on social media, Facebook, before we wrap up. Baba Musa Tamale says, we wish them well, but they should do their Congress and go and leave us in peace, not in pieces. John Singh Obing says, Kobne Japan and in team, John Bwedu and Ewuku all the way. They are the people that you are tipping to actually go for it. Isaac says, I wish MPP peaceful elections. Samora Osweje, the race is very tough, but I pray that they elect competent people who will reshape the party. We are tired of this government who is insensitive. I don't trust both parties, but MPP will not wayomise, Jidaize and standardize us. Nice. Asante Patrick, one cannot predict the votes of MPP delegates, but one thing is for sure, they are going to reward people who have worked tirelessly for the party and punish the lazy ones. Trust me, this will surely reflect the results of the elections. I guess we'll all wait and see tomorrow. Adongo says, wishing them a peaceful election. One people with a common agenda. Emmanuel Amwa think unity should be a matter of prime importance, so the elections should not be limited to who goes out or stays. Ras says, whoever wins shall be victory for Mother Ghana. How long are we going to suffer in this talk and talk government? Abba. Bismarck, all the best to the aspirants. I love the MPP. Frederick Owusu, big ups to whoever wins. Rude Evans, MPP will be stronger after the Congress victory 2016. Samuel Akwa Young, be an independent-minded delegate. Ignore anybody, okay, and use your own list. Follow your mind and heart. Nana will go, alarm go, but the MPP lives on. My last comment, and then we are gone. Caroline says, great work by MPP. They are already winners. That's what's making them gain the talk of the day, as well as the month. More grease to their elbows. And that is where we ended for this Friday's edition of JN Interactive. Steve Ainty is back so that we can wrap up together. Welcome back.
Hey, you look good.
Thank you. So do you. I love this.
Oh, I look like Kwesi Chum.
Do you?
My CEO.
Yes, he likes colors like that.
You know.
Very dark.
Katie. Posh.
Unassuming.
Very posh. Anyway, so, I mean, the MPP's Delegates Congress is key because I think that for democratic governance, their stability is important as the stability of the other political parties. So we absolutely wish them well.
Ghana has become something of a two-party state. And I'm hoping someone will break that.
The CPP cannot break it, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so stories you should expect. We will be going live to Tamale to just gauge the preparations ahead of tomorrow's Congress, and we're expecting the voting patterns to show clearly.
Yeah, with the very latest. Of course, our team is on the ground, embedded in all the camps to make sure that we give you
bring you even the whiskers from people's noses.
A pin drop, you would hear it from us.
Right.
Yep, and that is where we ended for today. Okay, so also to expect in news at 8, President John Dramani Mahama on Friday sworn in 2 envoys, Tony Adu and Victor Smith, with a call on them to leverage bilateral relations that would attract investors into the country.
Right, so at long last, Tony Adu is
I know, finally,
he's shipped out. Yeah, he's been shipped out. That's very nice. So we're grateful you could make time with us on today's Big Story and Joy News Interactive. My name is Stephen Ainty.
It's been a productive week with you all, and my name is Marian Toure. Thank you for staying.
And
have a fabulous week, and we shall see you again soon.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of our programs. Good evening.
Good evening.